What are the counter-intuitive solutions in queen versus pawn endgames? Imagine a game where the queen seems unstoppable, yet clever moves can turn the tables in surprising ways. Queen versus pawn endgames are full of these unexpected twists. You might think that the side with the queen always wins, but that's not always true. Sometimes, the defending side can hold a draw by making moves that seem counter to common sense. For example, placing the king directly in front of the passed pawn might seem risky, but it often results in a stalemate or perpetual checks, forcing a draw. This is because the king blocks the pawn's path, and the queen can keep checking without risking losing the queen or stalemate. It's a strange idea that standing directly in front of the pawn can be a good defensive move. Another surprising tactic is that the defender's queen should avoid getting in front of the pawn. If the queen gets ahead of the pawn, the attacking king can approach safely and capture the pawn, winning the game. So, the queen must stay behind or check from the side, keeping the pawn blocked without stepping into a dangerous position. The type of pawn also changes the outcome more than you might expect. Rook and bishop pawns often lead to draws because the defender can set up perpetual checks or stalemates. On the other hand, knight and central pawns tend to be more vulnerable, making it easier for the queen and king to coordinate and promote the pawn or win material. It's a reminder that not all pawns are equal in these endgames. Using checks and pins is another clever idea. The attacker's queen can check the defending king repeatedly and pin the pawn to force the king into a position in front of the pawn. Once the king is there, the attacker can bring their own king closer to support the pawn's push or set up a winning threat. The concept of the square of the pawn also plays a role here. It's a simple way to see if your king can enter the square of the pawn to help promote it. If the defending king can stay outside this square and the queen keeps checking, the defender might hold a draw. Sometimes, the attacker can even force the defender to push the pawn too early. This can create tactical chances like mating nets or winning the pawn outright, especially if the queen maneuvers to threaten checks or forks. When the kings are close to the pawn, the game changes again. The attacker must carefully coordinate queen and king moves to prevent stalemate and support the pawn's march forward. This often involves subtle waiting moves and careful calculation, where the defender runs out of safe checks. These ideas might seem strange at first, but they are proven techniques in queen versus pawn endgames. Remember, having a material advantage does not guarantee victory. Precise play and understanding these counterintuitive moves can help you convert a winning position or save a draw when it looks lost. So, next time you face a queen against pawn scenario, think beyond the obvious. Sometimes the best move is the one that seems least logical at first glance.